Let me see. Oh, that's cute. It's a little cat.
Okay, next one.
Nice. Yes.
Puppy
Love
dolls.
that one.
Ready?
Polar bear's cute too.
So which one do you like best?
The puppy dogs.
Yeah, me too.
I think this is the Wicked. Got a creme brulee latte.
Oh. Oh, wait a sec. There you go. Oh, those are the people that were selling over there.
We're at Whole Foods, and look, they have gingerbread houses ready to decorate. Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of Vlogmas. Today is Thursday, December 2nd. No, it's not. Today is Thursday, December 12th. And you know the kind of days where you have a lot of stuff planned and then it's midday and you haven't really done anything and you've just taken the day to relax and just, you know, because you've been rushing all month. That's what I feel like. I've been just rushing, and I can't believe it's December 12th already. So this morning I had a lot planned. I ended up not doing anything. Actually, I did. I did go to Távora to buy some codfish to make pastéis de bacalhau, codfish fritters. So that's a video for next week. So I'm going to do that. For today's video, what do I have planned? We are going to make Zimtsterne, which is cinnamon stars. It's a German recipe. And if you don't know, I was born in Germany and we lived there for 13 years and then we moved to Canada. My grandma, my dad's mom, she was a master baker, and for Christmas she always baked lots of cookies, and Zimtsterne was one of them, and I love these cookies. They're so good. So we're gonna make that. Also, it's the season for colds, so we're gonna make some ginger shots. You know, you can buy them at Whole Foods or at health food stores. We're making them. I usually make my ginger shots just in the morning, and usually everyone runs away when I make them because I hand them out. So we're gonna make a batch of ginger shots and keep them in the fridge, and that's all I've planned for today's video. Sunday we went to Yorkville, which is an area in Toronto, and they had floral displays for Christmas, so we saw that. Yeah, so I'm gonna insert the footage of that. Hope you like it. Let's get into the video and let's make our Zimtsterne cinnamon stars. So in my stand mixer, I have 95 grams of egg whites, which is 3 eggs, and I have the egg yolks here. I'm gonna reserve them for something else. I also measured out my powdered sugar, 200 grams of powdered sugar. And I'm just using almond flour, blanched almond flour from Costco. You can also just ground almonds in a food processor. That works too. And we're going to need 350 grams of almonds, ground almonds. Or you can do a mixture of ground almonds and hazelnuts. I'm just using almonds because I have a lot of almond flour that I need to use up. So that is what we're using. The Costco brand of the almonds. Okay. So now, in here I have my egg whites and a pinch of salt. And I'm going to start beating the egg whites until they start coming together, and then I will put in some of the sugar. So let's do that. So now we have somewhat of like they're starting to come together. And now I'm going to add in half of my powdered sugar. And for that, I'm going to, I'm going to shift it, I can never say that word, into just half for now. Because powdered sugar tends to get clumpy and we don't want any clumps. So, okay, so now let's give it a whirl. Incorporate it all. And now that's all incorporated, we can add in the rest of our sugar. Okay, now we put it back in and beat it again. So you should up with a consistency of like this ribbon-like consistency. See how it just flows like that? That's what you want to end up with. And now we are going to measure out 1/3 cup and put it in a container that you can, so I'm going to put it in here and we're going to put that in the fridge. So I have my container with 1/3 cup, and this is what we're going to use to ice our cookies with. So I'm going to put that in the fridge. And now we're going to add, we're just going to use our spatula. We're going to add our cinnamon first and mix that up. So give it a mix. And that was, I don't know if I mentioned it, but that was a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to leave the recipe in the description. Now we're going to add in our almond flour, and I'm going to do it in three times. So, and you just want to mix it up. And now I'm just going to use my hands. So I just grabbed my pastry mat and I'm just going to knead it for a little bit just to make sure that everything is mixed up really well. And the dough is not sticky, as you can see. And you don't really need to knead it. You just need to make sure that it's all well incorporated, which it is. You can see. It's just a little sticky, but nothing you know, not super sticky dough. Okay, so now it needs to chill for an hour in the fridge. So I'm gonna wrap it in saran wrap and put it in the fridge. So the dough now needs to chill for an hour, and you can do it wrap it in parchment paper, or wrap it in beeswax, anything like that. It just needs to chill, and I like to flatten it out to a disc, and then that is going to make it easier to roll out. So in the fridge for about definitely at least an hour, but you can leave it overnight and then do it tomorrow. We're going to leave it in for, I think, an hour. It's almost 1 o'clock. Like, the day completely got away from me. So many plans. Haven't done anything. Not that that's a bad thing. You know, I think this time of the year it's important for us to take some time and give ourselves a bit of grace, and just let ourselves slow down a bit. I mean, that's why the season is here. Okay, we have our disc. Now in the fridge it goes for 1 hour, and I'll see you back here later to here's our, I just flattened it out a bit. In the fridge for an hour. I'll see you back here soon. Beautiful poinsettias. Look at, and they're big. 12-inch, $24.99. And then they have these smaller ones for $5.88. Up having a productive afternoon. I made the codfish cakes that are going up on Tuesday, pastéis de bacalhau, and I went grocery shopping and took Maggie out for a walk, and it is 10 to 5 now, and I'm gonna make the cookies. So our dough's been resting since, I think it was 12:30 or something. So we're gonna cut out our Zimtsterne cinnamon stars. I like putting the dough in between 2 sheets of parchment. So here, and this one, and we're gonna roll it out to 1/4 inch. And I also have some powdered sugar and my little star cutter. And I also prepped 2 cookie sheets with parchment paper. So we're gonna roll out our dough and to 1/4 inch, and then cut out our cookies. So you don't want to roll it out too thin or leave it too thick. You want it to be even, and or else it won't cook evenly. And if it's too thin, the stars are going to burn at the bottom. If it's too thick, they're going to burn at the top and not cook all the way through. Now we're ready to cut out our stars, and for that I'm just going to dip my star in the powdered sugar and then cut out. And you might need your fingers to push it out of the, and there we have it. So about this thickness is what you're looking for. So with the remaining dough, I just rolled it back out, and you continue cutting your little stars until you run out of dough. Now that we have all the cookies cut out, it's time to use the icing that we saved. And what we want to do is we're going to use a spoon and then a toothpick to like ice the cookies. You could also use like one of these brushes and just brush it on. So we'll see how it goes. So what you want to do is dab a bit of the icing and then you can use your toothpick to bring it all the way, like so. So I finished the one tray and I'm gonna put them in the oven. I have the oven at 320 and they're going in for 8 minutes. And I'm gonna continue frosting the rest of the stars. I am so excited. They look just like my grandma's. I ended up letting them go for 10 minutes and just wanted the back. Perfect. And the top has puffed up really nicely. I'll just show you. Look how good they look, and the smell. So these ones we did first on this side, and then these ones iced at the end. And see how these ones are nice and puffed up? You are supposed to ice them and then wait like 15, 20, half hour for the icing to set and then bake them. I just ice them and bake them, because if you wait, then they will set nice, because you notice that the ones that I iced last, the icing isn't as nice. So these ones were iced last, whereas the ones on this side were iced first. So you can tell a difference. See? So, but they're cute. So now we're gonna let them rest on the cookie sheet for like 10 minutes and then transfer here. I dropped some of the icing like it was rolling on the side. Very happy with them. While I'm waiting for the last batch of cookies to come out, I'm just making dinner. We're gonna have the pastéis de bacalhau I made for the video. Let me just show you the cookies. This is the last batch. You're looking for them to get nice and brown. See, these ones, we didn't really let them rest either. I guess this one was the first one I iced. I don't know if you can tell a difference, but there's definitely a difference letting the icing sit for a bit. And also these ones had a bit more icing and they puffed up nicely, whereas this was the last of the icing, so there's no puffing up. But all in all, they look great, and I can't wait to have them with some tea after dinner. For now, I'm gonna make a salad just with some lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, little peppers, and then feta cheese. So I love this feta cheese from Costco, the sheep and goat milk, fantastic. And we're gonna make a quick dressing. Maggie's smelling the cookies. You want a cookie? And just like that, it's Friday and it's 4:44. And we're gonna make these ginger shots because I haven't had a chance to make them. So let's go over. For the ginger shots, we're gonna need, my oranges are kind of small, like hand small, so I'm gonna use 3 oranges, 2 lemons, and this is 400 grams of ginger, so just a good amount of ginger. And we have a turmeric, so but the size of a finger probably, yeah. And we're also going to need some water. And I have, this is like a nut milk bag. So I have my nut milk bag. If you don't have a nut milk bag, then you can just use like a strainer, works well too. And just to let you know, like this is like an orange yellow color because of the turmeric. The turmeric will stain everything. And for the blender, I have a Vitamix. It can stain the blender too, because my blender is plastic, so it can stain it. So I just want to warn you about that. So to start, you can peel your ginger or not, that's up to you. As I'm just starting to peel, I like to just cut off, like if there's anything, any blemishes on the ginger. You can also, like, you can use your spoon and just peel your ginger like that, just by scraping it. And I'm just gonna drop it in. So you can scrape your ginger just with your spoon, and it works really well to scrape ginger. And I just like to cut off any blemishes. But you can also put it in the blender without peeling it, because you are going to run it through the strainer. So I just like giving it some cuts. So I would say I have about 2 cups of ginger in here. And I'm going to add in a cup of water just to help it along. And I have my turmeric. which I'm also, for the turmeric, you just can use your spoon as well to peel it, or you can not peel it, or you can use your knife, but the spoon works really well. So I have about a finger of turmeric here. There is such thing as too much turmeric, so you don't want to go crazy with the turmeric. Okay, for the oranges and the lemons, I'm just gonna cut off, I'm just gonna peel the skin off and drop them in like that. And then I usually just, God, this knife is not cutting anything today. I usually just cut it. If there's any seeds that I see, I usually will take out the seeds and then just put it in the blender. So turmeric has something called curcumin, and it's anti-inflammatory. So it's good to have like in the winter time, during this time. You just gotta be careful because you don't wanna, like, if you have turmeric in your food, that's good, but I wouldn't be taking turmeric supplements. So cooking with turmeric or doing like these ginger shots is fine, but I wouldn't take turmeric on a regular basis unless you've been instructed by a practitioner or by your doctor. And ginger is good for, it's also anti-inflammatory. It is good for digestion. So the oranges you want to peel too, and then I just like to slice them up like this. Just makes it easier to in the blender. I got my big knife now just to help it along. There are lots of studies on ginger, on the benefits of ginger. I myself like ginger tea after dinner. It really helps with my digestion. And I find when I'm getting sick, it's also really helpful. And if you don't personally know me, or if you don't know, in 2019, I actually went back to school part-time and became nutritionist because it was always an interest of mine. Currently, I'm not practicing as a nutritionist because I still have a full-time job. So, all right. So we have all our orange in there, and as I'm slicing them, I'm taking out the seeds. Let me just wash my hands. So, in order to activate the curcumin in the turmeric, you want to add pepper. So I'm going to add in freshly ground pepper. You can also do coconut oil. You just want a little bit of the pepper to activate the curcumin in it. And now we're gonna give it a blitz. So now we have our beautiful golden mixture. And again, let me remind you, turmeric does stain. That's why my bag is this beautiful yellow color. So now I have a bowl here, and I'm gonna pour the our ginger turmeric shots in here. You can let the blender sit for like 10 minutes just so that the pulp will settle at the bottom, or you can just pour it in. And again, you can use one of these too, and then just use a spoon too. So, and this can last in your fridge for up to a week. I wouldn't suggest making a lot more than this. You can also freeze it in ice cube trays. and then add it to hot water and drink it like a tea with a teaspoon of honey. That's good too. I've made that before. Again, it's going to stain your ice cube tray, so just be aware of that. And this is pretty hard to get out. And also be careful, like with your clothing too. I know that some people add maple syrup or honey to their ginger shots. I think adding sugar to it kind of defeats the purpose. Plus, you're already getting the sweetness from the orange juice, so I wouldn't do that. So once you've extracted all your juice, you need to pour it into, well, a mason jar, or I know Amazon sells like individual little 2-ounce shot jars that you can keep in the fridge, just like the ones that they sell at Whole Foods. I just usually keep it in here, and this is where I make my cold brew for my son in the summer. So put it in here. And you want to make sure that you wash your blender right away, so that's going to minimize staining. And also the pulp that you get from that, you can freeze in ice cube trays and then just add it to your smoothies. So I wanted to show you, okay, so let's say we need to take a shot of this. You just take your little shot glass, and then you would just pour yourself a little shot in the morning, like so. And you would take that 1 shot a day, give it to your family. And you keep this in the fridge for 5 days. It should be fine. If you are not going to be able to consume all of this in 5 days, freeze it in ice cube tray, and you can add it to your hot water and drink it like in a tea. When we are sick, I usually put in like 2 drops of oregano oil, and it has to be the one that has at least 80% or of carvacol. Let me show you. So you want oregano oil. This is like an old bottle I already have. That's using at least 80% of carvacol. I can't pronounce that. And this one is 2 drops, and I usually drop it in the little shot, and that's when I'm sick I do that. So you just, or not sick, but it helps with help getting rid of your cold faster. So 2 little drops, and that is all. Actually, that was 3. That's fine. And it's going to be spicy. So when you take it, it's spicy. It's spicy from the ginger, and it's going to be spicy from the oregano oil. That is spicy. Like very spicy. And that's why when I make ginger shots in the morning, like when we're all sort of like, you know, it's the season, everyone's coughing and sneezing, and I'm like, okay, we're getting ginger shots. It's just like the ones you get at Whole Foods, and 1 a day. During that time, we all take them. They hate it just because it's like that ginger has that spiciness, and then you have the turmeric and the oil of oregano. It just makes it extra spicy. So I just wanted to show you the cookie jar. So I ended up making, was it 48 cookies? This is all that's left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 cookies is left. And that was last night I made them. My son's back home from university. And with that, I'm going to close off this Vlogmas episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.